and this person here gets moved to my table. I had absolutely zero stats on him before this, or maybe I had like 20 hands, I don't know, but basically it wasn't unknown to me at the time. First hand he opens with a min raise. I guess it always kind of tells that he's got some idea if he's min raising instead of making it like 3x or something. So I think it's a pretty trivial 3-bet here. I don't want to flat because it opens up such good re-steal opportunities for the people behind. So I think the only play I can really make is the 3-bet. It's also nice to send a bit of a message here. However, regarding my sizing, I think it's fine against someone who I don't know to be a regular. However, if I thought that this person was good, I should definitely make it bigger just because we are so deep. I should make it like 26k with my whole range with these stack sizes, I think. But I think against someone who probably isn't a reg because I play in party a lot and I know pretty much every regular there. Against someone who's not a reg, I think a more manipulative play is fine. It's noteworthy that I'm not really trying to get him to fold. I'm just trying to lure him into check calling. I'm trying to lure him into flatting, so I can play a decent sized pot in position, but not bloat the pot too much with a great hand, and that's what ends up happening. But if it was a tough regular, I think 3-betting bigger is much better, just to try to win the pot right there. We get a good flop, he checks, easy game, just gonna c-bet and win the pot quite often here. Yeah, I think my sizing here is good. There's no real reason to make it any bigger. It's also kind of an inducey type of sizing in the sense that I think that it's a sizing like this, it's going to discourage him from check calling. He's going to be check folding almost always, which is obviously good and what we're trying to get him to do. But when he doesn't check fold, I think he's also going to be check raise bluffing some portion of the time, just because people don't really want to give up to bets this small, and it's a flop where no one really has anything. So if he did check raise here, if he made it like around 50k, I definitely just click it back to like 80k, expecting to again win the pot a whole lot. If he does check call, I think his range is weighted towards some kind of pairs. Like he's basically going to have a pocket pair almost every single time. In which case, if I get a turn card that's bigger than an 8, I'm just going to be barreling, which is what does end up happening. I don't think that most people are really capable of floating out of position here, even that would basically be the best play here if you did want to play back with a hand that you haven't hit with, or if you had like 6-5 or whatever. Anyway, we got a great turn card. Pretty clear that we gotta be barreling against the check. However, I do think I screw up this sizing a tiny bit. It's not a huge thing, but I should be making it maybe like 42k. I think the sizing is just a tiny bit too small, because like what I'm basically trying to get him to do is to fold something like 7s, 6s, or 5s. And given that the turn is such an obvious battle card, I'm not really sure if 37 is the cutoff point for him to make that fold here. I think if I made it like around 42 or even like 45, he'd probably fold almost always. But this could be just a little bit too small. But anyway, when he does check call again, I just kinda doubt that he's going to have a set, because even that he's with a set, it would be best to check call here, I think. But I just don't think that people are really capable. There's 2 flush draws on board. It's really deep in a really important tournament, sort of. The pot's already huge. We are the 2 chip leaders. He definitely does not want to lose his stack to me. He doesn't want to let me catch up if I have a flush draw or whatever. So I just don't really think, and especially against my sizing, I don't really think that people are going to be capable of check calling here twice with a set. So when he does check call again, and especially against my sizing, which is a bit too small, I think he's going to have something like 5, 6s, 7s, or maybe 9s, even 10s here, almost every single time. And that's why I've already decided to barrel the river. The pot's gonna be 170k. We have a little bit more than that behind. And I think I might even just overput shove here if I did not hit the jack. But now that I did hit the jack, it doesn't really make any sense for me to bet. I don't think he's gonna call. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of me bluffing the river, which I would have done if the jack didn't hit. So I think he'd be folding if I bet the river. But now that I do have the best hand almost always, I'm just gonna show it down. And he's got pretty much the hand he was projecting. So yeah, kinda sucks that the jack hit. It would be much nicer for the video if it was like a 10 and I did bet and he folded. But honestly, I think that's what would have happened almost always.